Hey guys, how you doing? Berserker98 here, again on another video, and today I'm reviewing the sequel to one of the greatest, if not the greatest manga of all time, Battle Angel Alita, Last Order. Now, I already reviewed the first series. If you haven't read it yet, dude, go read it right now. It's amazing. It's a cyberpunk sci-fi series about this android girl named Alita and her fight to survive in a very hostile environment called the Scrapeyard, and also her quest to find and discover herself, as she has amnesia and she doesn't really know anything about herself. But the sequel ups everything up to a notch. The sequel is in space. The stakes are sky high. The stakes go all the way to the solar system. Alita finds out the truth about her past, and it's Battle Angel Alita, but better in all the ways that you can think of. The story, the plots, the characters, the art. Now, if you read the first series, you might be thinking to yourself, but didn't the first series end? Yes, it did, but that ending was not canon. Yukito Kishiro at that time had a life-threatening illness, and he didn't know if he was going to survive or not, so he quickly created an ending that he didn't want for Battle Angel Alita. But thankfully, he recovered, and so he created Last Order to rectify all the plot threads that were left unsolved in the original series, and to continue the story in the way he wanted. Lots of questions like who built Tip Harris, why is the world in the condition that it is right now, how did Alita learn the ancient martial art Karst, how did Alita end up in the state that she's in right now, and so many questions are mostly addressed in this series. And let me tell you, the quality that we were used to in the original series is back, if not better. From the character perspective, all the characters are really deep with amazing motivations. There are no good guys or bad guys here. And I loved how Alita is in this series. Now, in the first series, she was a naive girl. But not now, because now she regained her memories. She had a lot of really messed up stuff happen to her in her childhood, where she grew up in Mars. And plus all the stuff that happened to her while she was on Earth, the 14 years. So these two worlds collide and create such an interesting character. At the same time, she's still the fun character that we're used to, but she's very jaded, she's very nihilistic, but at the same time, she still enjoys a good fight because she's a warrior. Now, the reason she goes to space, into the space city, is because she wants to revive her friend Lou. Even though her friend Lou, her brain is pretty much gone, because as we know from the original series, they replace your brain with a chip. So Lou doesn't remember her, but still she wants to recover her. And this is one of the most amazing things about this series. It just keeps hammering at you with all these philosophical questions. What does it mean to be a human? I mean, and it really does. I mean, are people with brain chips human? Are people with brains human? Yeah, it gets confusing, trust me. And it gets to levels that you're not even going to think of, that I'm not even going to spoil, that even concern Alita herself. So the characters are top notch. All the new characters are amazing. The villain is just as good. He's not as crazy or awesome as Destinova, but nobody is. But the villain Trinidad Body is an amazing villain. It just goes to show you how the quest for power can really mess a person up. All the new characters are great. Zazie is great. All the new players in the solar system are amazingly thought of. You know, the Jovians and the people from Venus, the way humans evolved. You know, the Jovians, their robotic-like mannerisms, and the people from Venus, the way they evolved biologically. It's such a creative, ingenious way to think of how humans are going to survive. Also, the way the humans are controlled in the space station is on some 1984 stuff. Maybe Yukito Kishiro foresaw like the growing of social media and how it's going to affect people, so he reflected it in this series. There's just so many deep stuff in every single page of this manga. Every single character is great, and this is just the characters. The accent is top notch. This is the best choreographed manga I've ever read, ever. This manga puts shonen series to shame, like guns, super bullets, bullet speeds that go way above the speed of sound, quantum physics, fire, ancient martial arts, nuclear weapons. Like the power scaling in this manga is insane, and the fights that happen here are insane. And the thing is, there is a tournament arc in this manga. You know how the minor characters are just left unintended? You know, the writer just doesn't care. They're just an obstacle to the main course. It's not here. Every single character in the ZOT tournament, which I think is one of the best arcs in manga, in history is deep and is amazing. Even the minor characters, Mesmero, he's just a minor character, but he has so much stuff written about him that he deserves his own series. And many other villains. Every single villain, Yukito Kishiro bothers to show his backstory and makes him somewhat sympathetic. You sympathize with him. Seriously, the ingeniousness of Yukito Kishiro knows no bounds. The way he taught off of completely new martial arts and completely new ways to implement new ideas with technology is amazing. I don't want to spoil it, but trust me, there's gonna be some panels in this manga that are gonna drop your jaw to the floor. The fights are incredible. They put Dragon Ball to shame. And this, plus the amazing deep story and the amazing deep characters. And you would think Last Order would be enough just with sci-fi and cyberpunk, but it's actually not. It's totally not. There's a sub-arc in this manga because, like I told you, every single character has its own sub-arc, which is amazing. There's a sub-arc in this manga that shows the events that led to the extinction of humanity, and it's amazing. It's not sci-fi at all. It's some fantasy stuff. Hell, it even has vampires in a believable way. Which goes to all the events that happened in the first series, that everything is researched. In every single page you're gonna find 4 or 5 lines explaining philosophical concepts, explaining scientific concepts. You know, the writer didn't pull anything out of his ass here. Everything is really well researched and it feels really real. Yes, there is some stuff about quantum computers that some might consider an ass-pull, but trust me, when you read the manga again, you'll see and you'll understand. In my first read, I thought that Alita's powers were a little hacked. I thought that she was a little too powerful, but after rereading it again, I saw it. It was foreshadowed and it's justified. So no, there are no assballs in this manga. Every single thing is justified and it's calculated in an amazing way. And there's a fighting style for everybody. Zazie uses guns in an ingenious way. There's the karate stuff, there's the Panzerkampf stuff, there's the hand-to-hand combat, there's big laser beams, there's hacking. Seriously, this manga, you'd feel like it's a JRPG. Like, it's so diverse when it comes to fighting, and it's so diverse when it comes to characters. It's so imaginative. I mean, here are some of the plot lines in this manga. First, there's Alita trying to get her friend's brain. There's Alita trying to cope with her past and her present. There's Zex, which is also an amazing character. Remember all the units that Paris made that are based on Alita, that are made to kill Alita? Apparently, one unit survived. It killed all the counterpart, and it's called Zex. And not only is he an amazing character, Yukito Kishiro addressed gender fluidity, because as we all know, Alita is a female, even though she's got like an android body. So I mean, what does a female even mean anyway? But I mean, she has a female body, but Zex naturally evolved to be a male through augmenting his body. He first started as a clone to Alita, an aggressive clone, but he completely morphed into his own character with his own mini arcs, which is amazing. And this is just one arc character. Even Elfin's Wealth, the comic relief characters, have their own arc and have their own character moments. Every single character has his own spotlight and his own mini story. Seriously, the imagination of Yukito Kishiro knows no bounds. And here's the thing, like I said before, there's Alita's quests, there's the Martians, and within the Martians there's 3 factions. There's the people from Venus, there's the people from Jupiter, there's the Body, there's the Scrapeyard people, there's the Paris and the Kitaris people. There are so many plot lines you'd get confused, but it just makes you immersed in the world even more. And yeah, seriously, Last Order is just amazing. Way better than the original series, which was amazing by itself. I mean, in every other page, in every other chapter, this manga had me questioning my existence. It's not like something that happened one time in one arc. Like, this manga is constant. Like, reading this manga gives you an existential crisis, a constant one at that, which just goes to show how amazing it is. Plus, the blood pumping action. Seriously, it's an amazing work of art and truly one of the greatest mangas of all time. And no matter how smart you think you are, and no matter how many foreshadowing there is in this manga, you will never see the plot twist. They will drop your jaw to the floor. They are absolutely amazing, and they're not as balls, they are completely justified. Just to summarize, amazing top-notch art, amazing characters, amazing story, really deep story that leaves you with a lot to think about, that says a lot of things about our past, our future, and our present as a humanity. And even if all that stuff is much boring for you, the action is amazing. And even if you don't understand the characters because they're too deep, they're just cool to witness. So yeah, this manga is seriously amazing. It's a serious 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, first we have all the post-apocalyptic stuff in the scrapyard, and then we have all the cyberpunk in the space city Kataris, and then we have all the space opera stuff between Mars and Jupiter and Venus, and then we have the post-apocalyptic stuff again with the flashback with the vampires. I mean, this manga transcends genre. It truly is an amazing work of art, and I highly recommend it. So yeah guys, that's it. That's the video. Like the video if you didn't. Subscribe for more videos.